hope you're doing well today. I got a PS5 finally after all these years, almost 3 years. Trying to get this console set up for. Should be set up in just a few seconds. I'm just trying to do a little research on it. Okay, nothing's showing up. Change anything? Really should have done this before stream, but I was in the middle of trying to transfer everything over to the PS5 today. I think I just got the video capture, like all the pictures and videos I've made over the years over to my PS5. So, thank you for being patient while I'm trying to figure this out. Let me see, what's chat? Chat. Alright. Any of you that are lurking, that also means a lot to me. Just being here and watching, it means the world to me. It really does. It's something that I don't really get to do all day because of busy life. second. Okay. King of the Storms, and then once we get to we'll try phase 2, but I'm gonna see how far I can get with archery with the Nameless King. I mean, I imagine as long as I keep my distance, it should be good. Elgato game. I don't know if it's because of the complicated setup that I have with it being plugged into the form. Oh wait. Hang on. I just realized this. I have it disabled, yet I don't have it connected to the 4-in-1. My 4-in-1 HDMI output. So give me a second, because I couldn't see it on the computer, so I had to plug it back into my TV. So just give me a few seconds to arrange that. Okay, I plugged it back into my phone. It's not showing up on my TV. Sorry about this. Probably not going to show up on my OBS. Let me check. Nope. Honestly, I'm just thinking about getting rid of this. Make the HDMIs all accessible. Maybe a PS4 game one day, and then the next day I want to do a Switch game. Next day I want to do an Xbox game. But I think for now, I might just ditch this. So, I'm sorry again, but give me a few minutes to open that. But yeah, give me a second. alive. It is really something I should do off stream. So something I am just thinking about is just doing. I've never really tried this before, but I wanted to do one of those just chatting streams. I mean, even though there's really nobody else around to talk, but yeah. So no game today. I'm gonna have to play around with that later. Let me actually just shut off my PS5. Or maybe if I just have the PS5 playing in the background of my TV. Because I did want to do at least one thing with Dark Souls 3, and I wanted to get a bow to try out the the idea of shooting down the King of Storms with the bow and arrow. I think I did have a bow, but I just can't remember. I think it's like the Dragon Slayer bow, I think it's called. It's got very low dexterity. But it's going to be super scuffed if I have the audio playing from my microphone. So I think what will happen is you'll barely hear the audio, but you'll still hear me talking and I'll be playing the game. But I'm not going to fight the Nameless King. And then I was going to be like, and then if that didn't go well, I probably would have just said screw it and played Judgement, which I also have set on my PS5. But I guess I should start, with my beginning, like starting with my PS5 and what I've been doing with it. I mean, it's pretty much just been data transferring. Nothing, nothing too big. And it kind of made me realize, like, the fact that these, like, the amount of games you can buy on your profile, like, I'm amazed at, like, how great it carries over to next generation consoles. So it's like, if you can't really install it onto your PS5, it'll still be there once you have enough space in your SSD, your storage. But that was another thing I did. So, for context, my PlayStation 4, I had a 5 terabyte hard drive with it so that I could just install games on it and not have to worry about deleting the applications. Because my big concern was, oh, if I delete the game, then I'm going to lose my save data as well. But then I realized, oh, the save data is tied to your account. And it's also like a separate file that doesn't get affected when you delete a save. So that's definitely a big sigh of relief. But if you have a physical game, the data will still be like you'll have some general data on your PS5, but it seems like how do I put it? Like I think it's pretty much just like updates and DLC that's like considered digital for your game, but you still won't be able to play it unless you copy a physical disc for it. Which is what happened when I put in Lost Judgment. But yeah, I guess. What was I gonna say? I guess after transferring everything over in terms of save data and games that I want to put on here, which it wasn't really a lot because they only give you what it was it got the box right here. How much memory do they give you? I think it's like 825 gigabytes. Yeah, I knew it was in the 800s. I couldn't remember how much, but with how big these games are getting, it's kind of hard, like, to have to get games digitally if these consoles are selling them at these low prices. That's why I feel like a standard for like these modern consoles now is at least a terabyte. You're going to be giving out games that are in hundreds of gigabytes. Every COD game being like 500 gigabytes. you really need to have games to have, or you need to have consoles with bigger storage if you're going to be making games with that take up a lot of space. But that's my little mini rant. What else did I do? I got transferred the save data. I put on some games I wanted on my PS5. I got Final Fantasy 16 and I got Ghost of Tsushima on there. So I got those two games set up. And pretty much, actually, you know what? I could do instead of putting on my PS5. Maybe we'll do a funeral service for my PS4. It won't display anything because I don't have it connected to any capture cards. Guess we could do that today if we're gonna do anything. So let me turn on my PS4. Since I got everything carried over now, should be no problem. Resetting it to factory settings. But this is my second PS5 or PS4 that I've had. Cause I got my second PS4 back in 2020. Cause what happened with my first one that I got back in I think 2016. I had that one, the first one for like since 2016. I've had a lot of games built up on it and all that. Ooh, let me get a controller connected. But I've had the first PS4 since 2016. Had a lot of games on it. It's all fine and dandy. And then comes 2020, and I'm not able to connect my controllers to my PS4 for some weird reason. So I think, okay, what's going on? So I had to like research a crap ton on what was exactly going on, and it ultimately led to realizing that my PS4, like the antenna that connects my PS4 controllers to the console, was not working. I thought it was like a fan issue, like an issue with the fans or the console overheating. Those were some conclusions that I thought about, but that wasn't it. So yeah, I tried sending it to numerous places. I guess a couple places, if I remember correctly. It's the details are a little fuzzy. Like this was a few years ago, but ultimately, I just decided screw it. I want to keep going with my. I wasn't really working because a certain virus decided to screw everything up and take some people out of work. But yeah, so around that time I wasn't even working. Uh, but now around that time I was getting. See, I got my new PS4 and then transferred everything over, and then we get to PS4 number 2, which is the one that I've been streaming on as well. So, and that leads us to, I guess, today. Oh shoot, I probably should have taken out the flash drive that has all the captures. Turning on my PS4 and I realized I have the flash drive still in there with all the capture data. I don't even know if it's all on there or not. I mean, to be honest, I don't really care if it gets wiped or not. But if it stays on, I'll be happy. If it doesn't, then I'm totally cool with it. But yeah, I pretty much got this second PS4 just to keep me entertained at least while I wasn't working. I mean, I did have a Switch as well, so there was that as well. But I was mostly playing on my PS4 because I had a lot of other games I've gotten from sales and stuff. And I've pretty much been taking advantage of those sales and getting games for pretty cheap prices. So it was nice, but I would only get like I think with my very first PS4, I would only be able to stay connected for like 10 or so minutes and then would get disconnected. I would be completely wired. I would be wireless and it would disconnect and not reconnect. It was terrible. I got really mad. Uh and then that leads us to the pursuit of the PS5, which finally started being open to getting. It was like I think the middle of this year or early this year. All right, let me just double check. I have my yep, I got the flash drive removed. So now we begin the funeral service. I guess this is pretty much what I'm doing. It's like I'm doing a eulogy. So yes, here lies my PlayStation 4 that I've had for this PS4 I've had for almost 3 years. I think. Yeah, it was like mid 2020 and then 2023. So yeah, a little over 3 years. And now we are at the moment. We are talking in remembrance of my memories with my PS4. This console was my very first exposure to a lot of the Sony games because I primarily grew up as a Nintendo kid. And I will always love Nintendo. A lot of their IPs are very near and dear to me. Super Mario, uh, Zelda, Pokemon. Even if Pokemon isn't at its highest right now, I still love Pokemon. I love getting the new generations. Now Xenoblade, that's become like a recent favorite of mine, and I don't think that's not changing anytime soon. But I digress. This is not a Nintendo eulogy. This is a Sony eulogy. This is what got me into. Let me see. It got me into, I guess to an extent, Soulsborne, because I got Bloodborne for free on my PlayStation Plus. And then when I eventually got good with Soulsborne games and platinumed Bloodborne, I'd eventually get into the rabbit hole and get Dark Souls 1, kind of 2, and then 3, which is where we're at now. I got uh I got Elden Ring on the Xbox, so I guess that doesn't really count. But main point being I got into Soulsborne through my PS4. I'm looking through what else I got here. I actually have some series I've wanted to check out, like BioShock and the Batman Arkham games. Heard those were a lot of fun. Bro, Spider-Man 2, that's gonna be a lot of fun. If I get my PS5 set up with the capture card, I definitely want to play Spider-Man 2. I don't know if I'm gonna get it at 70 because I really don't want that practice to like be normalized, I guess. I'm sorry, but $60 is like it's a nice limit. I think $70 just crosses it a bit. I know I know a lot of developers are giving the excuse that it's to increase the quality of the game, or we judge the value of our game depending on our price. When there are games literally under $10 where you can get a lot more value than a lot of full priced games that have no content at all. But that's just me. Let me see what else I got on here. I got Resident Evil. I got into that series as well on PS4. I can't really look at my full library because I literally have all my games like under my Actually, I could look at my library. Because I think we can start with my very first game on my PS4 that I really enjoyed, and that was God of War 3. And eventually I would get into the new series with that focuses on the Norse mythology. Was it no, not Norse trilogy. It was only 2 games. But yeah, the third game was my exposure to God of War, and it was a lot of fun. And then getting that character development in uh God of War. I'm calling it God of War 4. I know it's just called God of War, but I'm calling it God of War 4. And I think some people are calling it 4, and then Ragnarok, aka the reboot. But yeah, I never got to play the first two God of War games or the not Vita, PSP games. And I was happy that I was able to check out this series. Let me see what else. Ooh, Devil May Cry. That was another one that I had on here. That was another series I marathoned on here. Got a couple Final Fantasy games. The first one I beat on here was 7 Remake. And then recently I finished the original Final Fantasy 7 on my Switch. But I do want to check out a lot of the other games in the series. Ooh, Gravity Rush. That was like a good series from, I think, the Japan studio. And it was one of the first demos I ever played on here, and it was fun. Like, I love the unique gameplay. It's not perfect by any means, but it was a lot of fun. Let's see. I kind of got exposed to Guilty Gear, even though it was on multiple platforms. I absolutely love the music. Characters are all wacky and stuff, and I love it. Hotline Miami. Hotline Miami 1 and 2 were another set of games that I got on. I know it's on multiple. That's another one on multiple platforms, but getting it on here, I got a pretty nice deal on it, and honestly, when you do like a second like when you go back and actually see the cutscene in this game and kind of connect everything together, it's a pretty crazy story. Okay, what else we got? Oh, now we get to Kingdom Hearts. This was my main reason for getting a PS4, because I've always wanted to check out this series, and I've never looked back after I decided I wanted to get a PS4 and play Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5. And playing the number games were a lot of fun. I played a bit of the spin-offs, but I already saw like playthroughs at that time. So that I was good. Like after the number games, I was like, all right, I got the story for these. The spin-off games are a little gimmicky, but they're all right. Let's see. Nier. Nier Automata and Nier Replicant. Oh, heard something outside and I wasn't sure what it was. But yeah, Nier Replicant and Nier Automata, definitely another series that I enjoy. Again, music, characters, all spectacular. Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal. This was actually the first Persona game I actually played. My first introduction was actually with the Persona 4 anime. Not the Persona 4 Golden animation, but it was like the original animation, not the Persona 4 Golden animation. But yeah, I'm very excited for that Persona 3 remake. That looks sick. So I saw the PS2 one, and it looks nice, yeah. The big thing I was hearing about the original one that people had an issue with was that you couldn't really control your party members, which was a bit of a turnoff for me, not gonna lie. But then I heard, okay, the portable version, you can control your party members, but the visuals are more akin to like a visual novel. So it was a bit of a trade-off, I guess. But I never got around to playing P3P. So I was like, and there was a reason I kind of held off because of all these non-stop rumors about the remake and people begging for it. It was like, I'm like, all right, seriously, when are they just gonna reveal it already? Like all know it's something that's inevitable. And now that it actually happened, it's like, okay, now what are people gonna be begging for to Atlas? Most likely Persona 6, if I had to take an educated guess. But I mean, even outside of Persona 3 remake, people are also like hoping for Persona 6 and not another spin-off game for Persona 5. All right, what do we got next? Shadow of the Colossus. I loved Shadow of the Colossus. Going around slaying giants. And the big twist at the end of the game. That was a lot of fun. Love the soundtrack too. What do we got here? The Last of Us. The only reason I got the first game was because it's free, but I heard about the series through the second game. Uh, and it was very divisive. So yeah, I played. I eventually got around to finishing the first one. It was good. In my opinion, not really worth the hype. I'll be real. But yeah, I like the dynamic Joel and Ellie had. Uh, let's see what's next. So that just leaves. I guess next would be Uncharted. If I'm going by my library list. So that was another series I was like kind of like iffy about because mainly because of the reason because of the reception The Last of Us 2 got. It kind of I guess warped my perception on I guess these realistic looking Naughty Dog games that they're all just the same except just different tone and all that. And then I wound up playing the Uncharted series and I enjoyed it. My favorite one is the second one. I think followed by the fourth one and then the third one and the first one. First one doesn't really give off a good impression. I mean, probably for its time before the other games, it was pretty cool. But I think once that second game came out, I think that's when I knew like, oh, this. I see why people like these games. And that leads to Yakuza, or Like a Dragon, Ryu Gagatoku. Ryu, how did I say it? Ryu Gagatoku. I like calling it Yakuza. But this was the series. This was a series that I was playing that kind of put an interruption to my PS5, PS4 transition. So I think I was playing Yakuza 4 when I decided to switch over to my new PS4. Oh man, now I'm thinking about it. I'm now thinking about like all the means I would go through just to play on my PS4. I would use like I would connect a PS4 controller to my phone and then use the remote play app just to be able to play on my PS4. I was like desperate before I decided to say screw it and get another PS4. But I love the Yakuza series. That's why I'm playing Lost Judgment. That also kind of gets balled in there. I feel like they're a lot of fun. They got some really nice, pretty nice stories. A lot of fun mini games, goofy characters. The music in like 7 and 0, they go hard. Like those have to be my favorite soundtracks in the series. But yeah, that is, I think that reaches the end of my library with series that my PS4 kind of introduced me to. And this is like kind of in a perspective of a point where they were only this was like my only method of playing a lot of these games. So I really couldn't play them on a PC because I would purely be on a laptop. I didn't really have a beefy computer to play a lot of these games. So I was just like, if it's on the PS4, I'll get it. If it's on the Switch, I'll get it. I didn't really get an Xbox because it's pretty much the same thing. A lot of Xbox's third-party games where you can pretty much get on the PS4, but you just get the new game. But you just get all the PlayStation exclusives. So yeah, that is the end of my library, and let me just go double check everything. I got my flash drive out. All my save data is on my PS5. And now we get to the point where we do a factory reset. Initialize PS4. What does that mean? Initialize PS4. All right. Oh, now, you know what's weird is that my PS4 has HDCP on, but I was able to play it just fine. I don't know if it's the splitter or not. Okay. Now that we've gotten all the eulogy stuff done, we now start to move to a new era with the PS5. If I can find the option that you go to delete everything and do a factory reset. Am I really gonna have to look this up? Devices. Oh no, I was almost about to turn off my controller. Oh. But yeah, I think because this setup kind of backfired on me because I didn't really prep up a lot. Probably gonna have to end stream early, which I really didn't want to do. I wanted to get some. I really wanted to do some gaming, but it is what it is. At least it kind of helps me to keep a discussion, I guess, going. I guess all the games that kind of got me into PlayStation, kind of expanded my taste a bit. So let's see. Initialize PS4. I don't know if that means factory reset. I guess I'm gonna be looking up what was I saying? I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay. But yeah, so I'm not really like I'm just getting rid of the PS4. The reason I'm doing a factory reset is because I'm gonna be giving this to a friend. Giving them this, probably a controller, maybe two, if I'm not gonna be using it for my PS5. Which it seems like I'm able to play PS4 games using a PS5 controller, which is good. So I remember hearing like as the PS5 was coming out that if you have a PS4 game, you gotta play it using a PS4 controller. I'm like, that's stupid. Your buttons are practically mapped out the same. I think you can manage. All right. How to factory reset a PS4. But I guess pretty much what else I've been doing. I was playing this game called Astro's Playroom, which I heard was a game you should play like if you get your PS5. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. Kind of get used to the new bells and whistles they got. The triggers are like really nice and like like depending on what you're pulling the trigger on, it'll like you'll get kind of a resistance, I guess, when you use it. And then you also gotta use motion in some of the controls, and also like a I don't know what it's called, like I guess a sensory microphone, where uh depending on how you like depending on where like audio will play in certain parts of the controller, which I think is pretty cool. But a lot of vibration. It's like kind of crazy how wild it is. It's pretty nice. All right, 2 hours is what's saying the factory reset of PlayStation 4. Okay, it's giving me this the basic warnings of like, oh, you better have all your data saved in somewhere. Yes, it completely wipes your console's hard drive, and you remove its system software. All right. So so account management, and then restore licenses. If you select restore, all the applications in use will be closed. That setting allows you to play downloaded games offline. All right, activate as your primary PS4. Deactivate. If you deactivate the system, you cannot perform the following actions. All right, anyone who uses can enjoy applications you purchased from the PlayStation Store. Anyone who uses this PS4 can enjoy numerous benefits. Automatically download this PS4 content you pre-ordered or content purchased on the app. Connect your PS4 via. Say yes on the following screen. So now I've deactivated it as my primary PS4 system. So now I sign back in, head back to the settings for the final steps. All right. Click on initialization. And you'll be presented with a few more options. For the purpose of this guide, you need only to worry about the bottom two buttons. We'll be skipping. Okay, so you'll see restore default settings, which will clear your save settings data and return the PS4 to its factory settings, but it won't wipe your hard drive. Okay, the following settings will be restored to its default value. Yeah, really all this. Okay, so now my PS4 is restarting. And now is going to be in its default settings. I don't even know what's going on out there. Sounds like some puffing or something. Okay. So it seems like my PS4 is restarting. So do I have to create like a whole nother account? Oh, darn. I really have to do this now. All right. There. Can I even connect it to my PS4? Okay, I can. Okay. All right. Wait, not even. You know, uh, so I don't know if that means with the way that I have it set up, it seems like all the applications that I still have on here will be here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna skip the step with. Yeah, we'll set up later. Skip. Not gonna be doing a camera. Time zone. Yeah. Start now. All right. So basic setup. Okay. So my account is still here. All right. So all the games on here I cannot access. Like all my digital games I cannot access at all. Oh, let me unplug this from here. I was like one of the tips I heard about the PS4 is that can't really stay wired a lot. So I think that's what happened with my PS4 as to why I can't really connect any controllers to it, at least the first one. Okay. So let me try and boot up say Jack 2. A DNS server cannot be used. Okay, let me actually yeah, let me try and initialize it. Completely delete data from system storage and initialize the PS4. All users and data will be deleted. This PS4 will be deactivated for any users who have it activated as their primary PS4. Alright, this PS4 will be deactivated for any users who have it activated as their primary PS4. So let me just double check and make sure that this isn't my primary PS4. This bright blue screen is like messing with me. I'm pretty sure that's what we did with this step 2 with account management. Sounds like someone's spraying water out there. Yo, let me check what's going on out there real quick. Give me a second. Okay, so apparently it's just the neighbors just cleaning something. I'm like, oh, why is there water out there? Are we having a flood or something? But yeah. So it gets back to this. It's no longer my primary PS4, so that means looks like we're all good to go to take everything off. And I was right, it is just initialization. Alright. There we go. It's deactivated. If you initialize the PS4, all users and all data will be deleted from the PS4. The operation takes several hours. Are you sure you want to continue? After you select yes, the PS4 will automatically reset and initialization will start. From the PS4. We just rethink everything over. So I have the save data on my PS5. All licenses under my account should be good. All right. So the PS4 is restarting. And so it is resetting the factory settings. So now pretty much what I'm going to be doing now is getting this thing all packed up. I think I'm going to keep it plugged in, I guess, until it starts loading up. Default settings. But I hope this doesn't affect anything with my PS5. I don't think it should because the save data is already over here and the licenses are all good. If I lose the captures, I won't be too mad. I got some pretty cool screenshots, but they're all on a flash drive, so it should be okay. But anyway, that is the end of my PS4. I think pretty much now I'm going to be wrapping, like once this is all done, I'm going to be wrapping it up for my friend. I'm going to sell it to him. I'm actually going to I'm thinking about adding a game, like getting a physical game for him. So that he'll have something to play. I don't think with another account he can use the licenses for any of the games that I would have kept on there if I didn't initialize the console. But I guess that's it. I know this was another short stream. Now I spent like a lot of time getting everything set up due to my own stupidity. But hopefully next time I can get the PS5 all set up and we can get some Dark Souls going on. Maybe if I really, if I really get this done, all set up tonight without any issues, then I might stream again later tonight. But I want to at least get something out today since I've been like really slacking. But I really should have had some music in the background to kind of make things, or I should have just stayed on my BRB. Probably make things a little bit more interesting instead of seeing a cat PNG. I pretty much done everything I could. I'm gonna figure out what's going on with the capture issue. Maybe it's prime time that I start like clearing out some. This is like prime time for me to start clearing out some wires, and because I'm doing that my PS4, it's prime time to start organizing my wires for my consoles. But yeah, I think with that, that's gonna be it for today. I know I keep doing all these short streams, and I definitely want to go longer, but unfortunately, this is all I can do for now. But I hope you kind of enjoyed this mini eulogy service for the PS4. My PS4 number 2. Even though it's not really dying, but it's prepping it for a hand-me-down. I wanted to get this all set up before, get the initialization